And I already got a video planned for next week. My bad. Today, we're going over a 6-episode anime that manipulated me more than Light manipulated L, than Littlefinger manipulated Ned Stark, than the damn Atlanta Falcons did to me back in 2017 thinking we was finna get our ass a ring. And as I'm editing this, why the will we go get to a trash ass? Let me get back on topic. Today we're talking about Takopi's Original Sin, an anime that truly shows you how easy it is to be manipulated. And from the very first episode to the end of the series, you'll witness true pain and suffering. The story follows Takopi, this little pink alien, and this 4th grader named Shizuka. See, this shit is real cutesy. Like, even the opening has this little super cute vibe and shit thinking shit's gonna be sweet. But that's how you fall for the trap. Anyway, Takopi is a Happian from the Happy Planet, and he's going on a quest around the world to spread happiness. He lands on Earth in 2016 and runs into Shizuka, who even gets the little nigga a piece of bread. Takopi comes to Earth with these things called happy gadgets, which are really just Mickey Mouse magical tools that helps him make people happy. While showing off his flappy wings that just lets people fly, Shizuka really doesn't give a fuck and says this. And this is the first instance where we should notice some shit's going on here, but we'll get back to that. We then cut to the next day, and Takopi and Shizuka are hiding in these pipes, and Takopi's like, the fuck are we doing here? But Shizuka tells him to keep it down so the kids from our school won't see him. But we get to overhear this conversation between these girls from the school, and I ain't gonna lie, they was talking that hot shit. I can't wait to run her shit tomorrow. Damn, Marina, and it's the 3rd time this week. She gonna have to buy a new one again. I wonder how she can afford it. You think she got any bread left? Please, you know that broke bitch can't afford it. After the girls leave, Takopi shows off his new happy gadget, the happy camera. The gadget allows Takopi to go back in time to when the picture was first taken, so obviously he flicks up real quick. And remember this, cause this shit's real important for later on. Anyway, Shizuka leaves to go buy a new writing board, cause some blonde bitch keeps taking hers. After that, we get a montage of Takopi showing off all his happy gadgets to Shizuka, but Shizuka not really giving a fuck about him. But on the 6th day, Takopi goes home with Shizuka to meet her dog, Chappie. Chappie turns out to be cool as hell, and Shizuka admits that if it wasn't for him, she wouldn't be able to endure any of the shit she goes through. Takopi asks where are Shizuka's parents. Shizuka explains that her mom is out accompanying her customers and that she doesn't have a dad. Takopi, Shizuka, and Chappie then go out for a walk at night, and they all end up having a really good time, it turns out. But from here, this is when true pain begins. We go from Shizuka telling Takopi goodnight, to the next morning, Takopi's all beat up, and somehow Chappie's missing. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, Takopi has the IQ of Patrick Star. Mind you, he is just a kid, so I gotta give him some grace. But the whole time, he's just like, damn, your clothes are real fucked up, and damn, man, your eyes swell as a bitch. Must be allergies. Anyway, here's my reconciliation ribbon. Tie both ends to a finger if you and somebody you want to make up with, and you guys to become friends instantly. And surprisingly, this is the only gadget Shizuka actually cared about. She gets Takopi to give it to him, and she walks home. And I know what you're thinking. She's gonna go use this to become friends with that blonde girl. And oh, how I wish you were right. Damn, y'all pouring out for a real one. When Takopi finds Shizuka's body, he starts panicking and spazzing because he doesn't understand how she died or what happened. But luckily, he remembers that he took a picture on the happy camera so he can go back in time to save her life. Now with Shizuka back alive, Takopi goes to school with her every day to keep her alive and see what happened with her. And now at school, we get to see all the shit she goes through on a daily basis. And this plotting bitch in the back is the main source of all of her pain. This girl's name is Marina, and I'm letting you know now, this bitch is a problem. She talks shit on Shizuka constantly. She steals her homework to make her look stupid. She even gets on her ass for not eating all her food. Plus, she throws the bitch's book bag out the window on the roof. But luckily for Shizuka, Takopi does his best Captain Save-A-Ho impression and pretty much just goes back in time to save her anytime she has some problems. But all that shit did was piss Marina off more. Marina ends up telling Shizuka to come meet her in the back of the school, and rightfully so. She hides in the bathroom. While preparing for whatever type of torment Marina had planned for her, here comes Captain Save-A-Ho again. Takopi pulls out his transformation palette, a gadget that lets him transform into anybody who puts their hair in the scanner. Now disguised as Shizuka, Takopi goes to meet with Marina, but that shit doesn't go well at all. Marina beats the dog shit out of Takopi and even strikes fear into this nigga's heart. Now shout out my nigga L, but I ain't never seen a little girl bitch a supernatural being. Like, look at this shit is pure evil, my nigga. Takopi resets the timeline again, but this time, he makes Shizuka take the ass whooping. Like imagine being able to go back in time and time travel, but you can't find a way to stop this little Sam Puckett wannabe ass nigga. Like that shit has to be sickening. And I mean, I guess he kind of helped because he ran and tried to find a teacher to break up the fight. But I mean, that's just not enough with his powers, man. Shizuka's catching combos right now too. After her ass whooping, Shizuka finally realizes that Takopi's been saving her this entire time. And because of that, now they're friends. And yeah, man, that was all just episode 1. All the torture, bullying, drama, heartaches, that shit happened in the first episode of this anime, man. This was a 10-page script, and episode 1 took 4 pages by itself. Moving on, we finally figure out what happened to Chappie during that first time period where Shizuka died. It turns out Marina gets Chappie to bite her, which makes Animatroll come in and take Chappie away from Shizuka. And of course, Takopi tries to go back in time to stop this from happening, but no matter what route they take or what time they leave, Marina always ends up finding them and making Chappie attack her. Eventually, Takopi just waves the white flag and then lets Chappie be taken away. And Shizuka's mom tells her that Chappie's gonna go live with her dad from now on. And now editing this, I just realized this is our first time seeing this bitch, and I'm not gonna lie, I already hate her. One day after school, Marina lures Shizuka in the woods, and of course, she beats the shit out of her. But out of nowhere, Takopi jumps out and shouts, "I'm gonna save you." Little did he know, he was related to Anthony Edwards. He jumps too high and ends up Goomba jumping on top of Marina, killing her. Now, when he ran into Marina, the camera ended up breaking, meaning that from here on out, there'll be no more time jumps or no more going back in time. And now with Marina dead, Shizuka starts glazing Takopi and thanks him for all he's done for her. They start to leave the woods, and here's where I need to introduce this little nigga. This is Naoki Azuma, and he's the smartest boy in Shizuka and Marina's class. So it turns out he saw them going to the woods and decided to follow them just in case some shit went down, and it did. When he finally caught up to him, he noticed Takopi and most importantly, Marina's body. Now luckily for Shizuka, Naoki's a simp. And by the way, I'm just gonna call him Azuma from now on because his first name is way too hard to fucking say. But Azuma agrees to hide the bodies so they won't be arrested, and he makes Takopi disguise himself as Marina to keep their cover. Now with Takopi disguised as Marina, we see a glimpse of what her life looks like. Now, one thing I forgot to mention was Shizuka's mom and Marina's dad are hanging out, and this makes Marina's dad start to feel himself, and he starts spazzing on her mom, and this makes Marina's mom take all her anger out on Marina. This is the sole reason why Marina always picks on Shizuka, because she blames her for everything, but we'll get back to that. We get a montage of the trio hanging out, and I can't even lie, this shit looks like it's on the up and up. They ain't stopped smiling yet, and they ain't even doing art and shit. While watching this, I for real thought the whole vibe of the show was gonna switch up, it was gonna be a happy-go-lucky type shit, but holy Uno reverse we was finna get hit by. While the trio was walking in the woods, Azuma gets something on his phone that makes him freeze up. Well, you know, guys, I was thinking maybe we should bitch change back now. Huh? Naoki, the fuck wrong with you? So y'all remember when I said I thought I dug the body deep enough? I guess I didn't dig deep enough. Hey, nigga, hurry up over there. We found something. Oh, what the oh, that shit's sick. Is that a kid? Now Marina's body found, they decide to speed up their trip to Tokyo. Oh wait, hold on, I forgot to explain. Pretty much, Shizuka's dad lives in Tokyo, which is also where Chappie was supposed to be. So she got Azuma to make a plan to get them to Tokyo so she can see Chappie soon, which is like the whole reason they've been hanging out this whole time. Anyway, Shizuka gets Azuma to make the plan to Tokyo even faster, and of course, he agrees. But here's where we get to see a little bit more about Azuma's life. Azuma lives with his mom and his older brother named Junya. Junya is the standard prodigy child who always gets perfect scores, and his mom always rewards him with her famous pancakes. But for whatever reason, Azuma can never get the full 100, and his mom always made him feel bad about it. This makes him never feel good enough and always need validation whenever he can. This is why he's always so quick to help Shizuka. Shizuka gets his ego and makes him feel a lot better about himself, and makes him feel like he can't let her down. So much so that when Shizuka asks him to take the fall for the murder, he says yes. And don't get me wrong, I've been down bad before too, but this shit diabolical. But luckily he has this super deep heart-to-heart with his brother, and I ain't gonna lie, this shit damn near made a nigga shed a tear. But for real, it was like really sweet and kind and all that good shit, and he decides not to take the fall no more. And plus, him and his brother make up and like she grow a bond now. And actually, real quick, I wanted to point out, the older brother was like, yeah, mom's pancake was actually sorry, to be honest with you. And Azuma this whole time was like craving these pancakes. There was one of them just turned out they was ass. It was like, that shit was actually kind of funny. Azuma ends up telling the cops that Shizuka has something to do with Marina's body, and Marina ends up leaving to Tokyo with Takopi. After a quick little montage of them traveling, they had finally landed in Tokyo, and they find her pop's apartment quick as hell. So she knocks on his door waiting for him to come out, and I know we're all waiting for this real sentimental, nice, huggy, lovey-dovey reunion, right? But holy f***, the way we just got played. So when her dad opens the door, he's already holding a little girl, so it's like, okay, I guess he started a new family. But then a second daughter comes out, and I shit you not, she's either really close to Marina's age, or she's damn near a little bit older. Finally, the other little girl goes, hey daddy, who is this? And why the fuck is she so damn dirty? And the dad's like, baby, I don't know who this little girl is. Man, please get off my doorstep. Oh shit, I know that shit hurt. Damn, get this little girl a break. She been through the ringer, bro. After all that happened, Shizuka and Takopi went to go hide under a tunnel, and Shizuka is rightfully pissed the fuck off. Shizuka starts spazzing, asking Takopi about a gadget she can use to cut open a nigga's stomach and shit. Like, what the fuck does she got going on, nigga? Ref, throw the flag. Anyway, Takopi not hearing any of that shit, and he's like, hey, let's just go back home. Let's just relax. But Shizuka's not rocking with that, and she's mad that Takopi switched up on her. So she just said, f***ing, and sent the blitz. But right before he got hit, Takopi started to regain all his memories, and we jumped 6 years ahead to 2022 when Takopi first landed on Earth. Now, for anybody with good memory, you're probably confused, because at the start of the video, I said he landed on Earth in Prime 2016, and guess what?
You're right.
Turns out he landed on Earth twice. Once in 2016 where Shizuka finds him, and once in 2022 where Marina finds him. Hey, we gotta clap it up for these writers, man. This was actually a fire plot twist. Like, I consider myself to be pretty smart, but even I didn't see this shit coming at all. Anyway, let's get back to it. So it all starts out with Takopi helping out Marina with her everyday life, kind of like how he did with Shizuka. But things are different now that Marina's dad left her and her mom. And her mom is way more abusive now and just keeps cutting her with glass, which explains the big ass scar on her face. But things start to look up when Marina starts dating a certain star student. Somehow her and Azuma start dating, and even makes her mom start to chill out more too. But all that shit changes when a certain someone comes back to town. Shizuka comes back to town after 6 long years and already starts to stir some shit up. With Shizuka now back, Azuma immediately falls in love with her and ends up ending things with Marina. And you know what? Anthony Bridgerton will be proud, cause this is a different type of yearning. Like, she must look at bro like this. Now, getting dumped sucks and that shit does hurt, but it's even worse when that same day you're supposed to meet her abusive, emotional ass mom. Now, when Marina's mom found out Azuma dumped her, she flipped her switch right back and started spazzing once again. But this time it was so much worse, and it really started to turn ugly real fast. And after a lot of back and forth in wrestling, the final verdict came in. And somehow Marina pulled off a reversal, and while defending herself, she killed her mom. Somehow Marina ended up blaming Shizuka for this again, and I can't even lie, I'd probably do the same shit. Like, at this point, they destined to hoe each other. Anyway, she wishes Shizuka was dead, and that she actually died 6 years ago when she tried to off herself. Takopi hears this and decides to go back in time 6 years ago to kill Shizuka so that Marina can be happy. But obviously, that doesn't happen when he goes back to 2016, and here's why. Takopi returns to his home planet, Planet Happy, to use the Big Happy Clock, a device that lets the Happians travel in time. Because Takopi not only let 2 people die, but also came back home to kill somebody else, his mother, which is like this big ass cloud tentacle thing, decided to erase his memories so he can be reborn and doesn't go through with the plan. Somehow, he was able to escape before all his memories were erased, and he hijacked the Big Happy Clock to go back to 2016 with most of his memories already gone. This is why when he lands in 2016, he forgets the plan he made with Marina and ends up helping Shizuka instead. Now back to Earth in 2016, right after Takopi leaves Tokyo after being attacked by Shizuka, he runs into Azuma, who fixed the happy camera for him. Shizuka ends up coming back to town, and her and Takopi just hang out for a long time. We get a big final montage of them just chilling and hanging out together. Takopi ends up sacrificing his life force to make the camera work one more time so he can reset the whole timeline. And we get this very deep and emotional goodbye from Shizuka. And we jump back in time, but this time, Takopi's not here. At first, things play out the exact same as if Takopi never existed in the first place. Marina bullies Shizuka, Shizuka just endures it, and life goes on. But there's moments where Marina and Shizuka remembers these pink looking reverse plushies. Also in this timeline, Azuma just doesn't with the girls at all. Like, he even has his own little friend group now, which is actually really big. Because in all the other timelines, he just spent too much time on studying to actually make friends. So, I mean, this is actually good. So, like, good for him, I guess. But anyway, now we're back to the main duo, and Marina's back to her usual ways. While getting her ass beat, Shizuka's book bag opens up, and Marina noticed a notebook that was open. On the notebook, Shizuka drew a picture of Takopi, and Marina recognized it. They stopped fighting and end up bonding over what this little squibble can mean, but both end up start crying. They eventually make up and become friends, and then the credits roll. After the credits, we see Shizuka and Marina both alive in 2022, and they're still friends. They're visiting a store with Chappie tied to a tree outside, and they notice a pin inside the store that looks exactly like one of the Happy gadgets. They bond over seeing it, and then the anime officially ends. I'm not gonna lie, after only having 6 episodes, this story is beautiful, man. Like, the writers in this shit, flawless, great work to them, for real. This shit was fire. And the only other thing I'm gonna say regarding this anime is those parents. When I was editing this, I've seen many people hit on Shizuka and Marina and calling them evil. And don't get me wrong, Marina was doing some evil ass shit, but every parent and adult in this show was the main reason why all these 4th graders had to go through so much bullshit in their life. And believe it or not, but this entire show could have been avoided if the parents were just actually good fucking people. I could have watched Reborn as a Venom Machine. I now wanted to. Nah, I'm playing. I ain't watching that shit. For everyone who watched all the way through, I appreciate you. Please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that for real. Please follow me on all platforms at MLGGO21. Y'all have a good day and stay away from prostitutes.